I know you've got an ear out for the start of the podcast, but before we jump into today's episode, I wanted to remind you to keep an eye out for Darryl Lee's limited edition Christmas treats, because they're in stores now. Like the iconic Christmas nougat pudding, so yummy and a gorgeous little gift. And some delicious Chrissy-themed twists on your favourite treats, like the Darryl Lee Rockley Road with chewy red and green jelly pieces, green and red crunchy milk chocolate balls, my favourites, and green apple and strawberry flavoured licorice. Watch them disappear. Your Christmas treats table will pop with colour and scrumptiousness. Spread some joy, bring the fun, and enjoy the Christmas tradition that is Darryl Lee. Hurry before they sell out. Darryl Lee makes Christmas better. As we get older, we tend to both get fatter and slightly more boring. And it was fear of the latter that in part motivated me to create 5 of My Life. I wanted something that would force me to expand my interests and my footprint in the world rather than let my footprint contract as I get older. Basically stop me being in a ever-contracting bubble of similarity. So by having the format of 5 My Life, where I have to research my guests and all their choices, it means I meet people and watch films and read books and listen to songs that I wouldn't normally otherwise have any chance of meeting or researching. And it's been fantastic over the last 4 years. It's exploded my life, basically, in a good way. It's changed my opinion on lots of things. I've made new friends and gone down a whole host of rabbit holes that I'm very glad to have gone down. And it's wonderful when I get letters and emails from people telling me that they have had worlds open to them by my guests' choices, where they think that sounds interesting, I'll check out Jan Fran's film or whatever. But the real magic isn't the choices themselves, it's the combination of the choices and the reasons and stories behind the choices. And next week's episode is a perfect example. My guest, Holly Wainwright, the lovely, warm, wise, engaging Holly Wainwright, chose a book written in 1964. It's a children's book. I wouldn't have read it in a million years. Yet it's fantastic, and the conversation we have around it was wonderful.
I read it. I've always been a voracious reader, but I read it and then I read it again and again and again. And I became completely obsessed with that book. The thing that's so interesting about this book is, I think I related very hard to Harriet. I didn't come from a privileged background in New York City, but I obsessively wrote things down as a child, and I loved reading and writing. And I also was obsessively nosy, as Harriet is. She plays this game that I play all the time. I wonder if you do too, where she goes to a diner and she sits at the counter and listens to people's conversations, and she imagines what the people look like, and then she turns around to see if she got it right. And I've always done that. I love that.
So all of this is a long way of saying, please be sure to check out next week's episode with writer and broadcaster Holly Wainwright. It's a wonderful conversation on 5 My Life and goes to the heart of what we're trying to do on this show. So thank you for your messages of support, and please be sure to tune in next week.